There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world, beautiful soul. It is another Tuesday, another episode of the Truth Runners Talk Show. And I am really happy and excited, and I'm so grateful because I have a brand new guest on the Truth Runners Talk Show. I am happy to welcome Jenny Mannion. Welcome to the Truth Runners, and thank you so much for joining me today.
I'm so excited to be here with you, Krisztina. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. We're going to have a very interesting topic today, guys. But before I'm going to dive deep in the topic, I would love to introduce Jenny because she's here for the first time, and I would love for you to know who is our guest today is. So if you allow me, then I'm going to say that Jenny's transformative journey really began when she healed 7 years of illness in just 3 weeks, a profound experience that awakened her to her life's purpose. And that's beautiful. For the past 17 years, she has dedicated herself to learning, discovering, and creating tools to assist others. What you have to know about Jenny is that she's a best selling author, she's a speaker, a teacher, and a healer. And she is licensed in over 15 modalities, which is amazing. And these modalities include the Akashic Records, shamanic techniques, I love those too, energy healing, that too, and the law of attraction coaching, among others. Jenny offers a variety of straightforward tools to help individuals to tap into their own limitless potential and to embrace self love and self worth. She really specializes in helping people remove blocks and restrictions to heal past trauma and manifest relationships and life circumstances that align with their highest self. And recently, she was recognized as a top contributor for the mindfulness on LinkedIn, which is amazing, Jenny. So, congratulations. That's a hell of a journey. Kudos to you. And really congratulations for all who you are.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I mean, 15 modalities. Come on, sometimes people, and they're all amazing. They're all beautiful. Working with energy and the shamanic work. And the Akashic records and really the law of attraction because it's really interesting. They know, but they don't know about the law of attraction, right? So today's topic is the truth of who we really are. And before we go there, I would love to ask you, who is the real Jenny, first of all?
Well, as I define that, I like to define it without roles, which is challenging to do. But yeah, I mean, I love helping people. That is my like the core of who I am. Is my mom was such this love and light and inspiration to me, and this example of unconditional love. And I aspire to be that to others. I aspire to always kind of check myself on my own journey and learn from the 15 healing modalities. I am a constant learner. I always want to learn more, and I'm really open minded to new ways of thinking and love nature, love dancing, love my family and friends. Yeah, really just love that connection, things that connect us. I love when I teach, I love to teach in a circle so that, we all can learn from one another. I never put myself above anyone because I know we're all just kind of, as that quote goes, walking each other home, and just really love to learn from people.
Oh, I love what you were saying that you love teaching when you teach in circle. Can you tell me why do you teach in circle? I mean, can you tell us why is it that we sit in circle? I do that too.
Yeah, because we're all equal. We all
Equal.
learn from each other. Every single person we can learn from. And if I put myself in front of people, I don't want to say I'm elevated. Yeah, I've been on this journey a while, but there are people that have learned other things that I can learn from. And I love teaching in a circle because I might not have had a shared experience that someone else has. So someone else can speak to that and relate to someone more. It's all about that resonance and really learning from other people's experiences too. And, knowing we're not alone. And so many times we are hard on ourselves and we feel like we're alone and that we're the only ones that have felt this way or gone through this. So in a circle, you can really get that feeling of being supported by one another.
Thank you for sharing that. And I love that you do that because, yes, circle, it means that we are all equal. We all can share. Even though there is one who leads when they talk, the other person leads when they talk. And that's the beauty about it. What really brought you on this journey? What really brought you on this path of teaching and inspiring others? And I know that I read your bio, but I really would love from you to share what made you say, okay, Jenny, this is what I want to do.
Well, it started with me healing from chronic illness. I was sick for 7 years, went the traditional route of medicine and trusting doctors, and then went kind of the alternative naturopath medicine, which had me on like 20, 30 vitamins a day, trying to bring myself in balance, but by using methods outside myself. And it wasn't until, I healed myself with my thoughts, which was really changing my energy and recreating new cells. I was like, if I could do this with this, what can I do with other aspects of my life? How can I tell other people that they can change aspects of their life? And really, that love and connection with other people of we're so hard on ourselves and we've all experienced trauma. And so many people aren't given the tools to know that life can be better. We don't have to repeat those patterns. We don't have to repeat the negative thinking. I call myself a recovering perfectionist and a recovering people
Me
pleaser.
too. Me too. I'm a recovering. That's perfectly formulated, Jenny. I love it. A recovering perfectionist. Thank you very much. Yes.
And it is. What does that come from? I mean, we're our harshest critics. So really to be able to love ourselves, I do feel like self-love and self-worth is really the ground level of like what we need to support ourselves. So we can be the best version of ourselves. We all have gifts. We all have things we wish maybe were a little different, but we can work on ourselves and continue to be on this journey and not judge ourselves so harshly. No, we're always evolving. We always have a new opportunity. Sometimes we get a lot of opportunities to repeat the same lesson and to see, did I really learn that lesson? Am I really taking new action? So this really deep compassion to want to show people that they can be easier to themselves, and everyone has gifts, everyone has reasons to love themselves. And when you love yourself, it ripples out. You embrace your gifts, and then you're showing the world that yeah, you deserve to be here, and you deserve this happiness, and that really does have a ripple effect.
That's so true. And you know what you just did? You just stepped into a topic what I absolutely love. And I think we could talk about this quite a lot about self love and self worth because I struggled with that. And I think many of us, if not all of us, struggle with loving ourselves and knowing our worth. Honestly, when I started the journey, and most likely many, we do not know our worth. We always underestimate ourselves. And self love? Oh, God, gosh, goodness, no. How could I do that? Can we just go a little bit more on this topic? Because I think that's your kind of stuff as well, self love and self worth. And from here, tapping into really who we really truly are. What does it mean when we love ourselves? How does that look like? How does it feel and taste like? Because when I'm teaching or when I'm sharing, I see people really struggling in understanding because social media is full of love yourself, be yourself, blah 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 blah. All right, okay, I get it, I get it. What does it really truly mean to love yourself? What does it really truly mean to know your worth?
I think, well, the multifaceted question, but the self-love is, how are you speaking to yourself? How are you taking care of yourself, body, mind, and soul? How are
Mhm.
you setting boundaries for yourself? So many times we get into that people pleaser or the perfectionist and the roles that we judge ourselves on. Am I good enough, mom? Am I worthy of this relationship? Instead of just owning what's true to us and not repeating the past patterns. If you had a teacher, if you had a parent or loved one that told you you weren't worthy or you weren't smart or you weren't that pretty, like really detaching from that was that own that was that other person's stuff, that they're putting their own
Exactly.
wounds on you. But we don't need to live from that. We really need to embrace the truth of who we are, which is these divine beings that can do so much more than we were ever told, and it's really connecting to those moments that bring us joy, that allow us to do that. I know for me, when I'm dancing, nothing else in the world exists. Like, so what is it for you that does that? In nature, that does that to me. Writing, that does that to me. Everyone has our little things that where we feel this connection and everything else goes away. Everything else really doesn't matter. And it doesn't have to be meditating and clearing the mind, because a lot of people have trouble doing that. It can be that walk in nature. It can be that connection with a pet, feeling that unconditional love from a pet. What is it that really brings you to that state, and doing more of that, and not living from the shoulds. Oh, I should be doing this. Oh, I should be doing that. Living from, I choose to do this. Like, this makes
Mm-hmm.
me feel really good, and it's good for me. And I know I'm going to feel better if I do this. I'm choosing this for me. So, and knowing that our self-worth is, we deserve to be happy in our careers. We deserve to be happy in our relationships. We deserve to be happy on a day-to-day basis, and not living for like on some, just treadmill of like, or wheel of like repeating the same things. But what do we want to do? What brings us joy? What brings us that sense of fulfillment? And knowing that we do deserve that. We don't deserve to settle, and in relationships, I love talking to people about this too, because if you feel like you're settling, that other person deserves someone that doesn't feel like they're settling for them either. Like, really loving ourselves enough to know we deserve someone. And this is in friends as well, that really, it's a reciprocal relationship. We're not giving for that little breadcrumb back. We're really giving from our heart, and know, with that reciprocity going, everyone has that time where they'll need you a little more, where you'll need them a little more. But it's this little dance instead of just feeling drained all the time. And I know as women in particular, we're told to just be that caregiver and give, but then we don't have anything for ourselves. So really, like, being unapologetically setting those boundaries. If there's someone that drains you, setting those boundaries and loving yourself enough to just be you, to really like tap into what that is and to live from that.
Oh, wow. Now, I mean, there are quite a couple of things actually what I can extract from all what you were saying. Number one, what I'm gonna say, guys, I love singing. I can't sing. My voice is terrible, but I can sing very loud from my bottom of but nobody should be around because that's gonna be terrible for them. So I'm doing that when I'm by myself. Number two, you were talking about shoulds, okay? When people tell us what we should do. And
Yeah.
there is the should could. What I learned and how I learned actually is like, you know what? Should, it is a very heavy word. It's an obligation.
Yep.
It is something what I must do. Then
Mm-hmm.
slowly, I invite you guys actually to replace the should. You should do this, right? With could. Could is
Mm-hmm.
not that heavy. I
Yeah.
I could do that. But what I'm really doing right now, and you want to honor yourself, that you say, you know what? In, on, in For honoring myself, or in order to honor myself, as you said, I choose to
Yes.
sing out loud from the bottom of my heart. Doesn't matter how how it sounds, or just dance, or just walking there. Yes, in order to be happy, we have to leave the shoulds and the coulds, and we have to leave behind what we thought that we should, or we have been told that we should or could be,
Mm-hmm.
or just be who we really truly want to be. And I absolutely love that you said that. And we were also talking about words. We don't know our words.
Yeah.
Would you like to
Or
go
feel like,
into?
oh, we need to settle for the job because that's what's being offered to me. I'll need to settle for that relationship. I'll never find the person I really want to be around. I mean, that's our voice in our head. That's not authentically us, the true version of us that knows we deserve people that treat us with respect. We just deserve a job that gives back to us and fulfills us, that we get up excited to do every morning, instead of pulling the covers over our head and being like, oh really, I don't want to do this.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
we deserve to feel fulfilled. We deserve, yeah, to really feel fulfilled and to feel that love inside us.
Mm, it's beautiful that you said that. I mean, you know, I used to say that those are the stories in our minds. Okay, the
Yeah.
stories what we keep telling ourselves. We are literally scaring ourselves, right, with the stories. And the funny thing is, I mean, it's not that funny. It's sad actually that those stories are keep repeating themselves, and most of them are negative. It's
Mhm.
about the way how we talk to ourselves. It's negative until it shifts. When it
Until
shifts, when the way how you talk to yourself in your mind and the stories what you are telling yourself in your mind shift, right? From I'm too skinny, I'm too white, I'm too, I don't know, whatever, just fill in the dot, right? You shift that with something positive. Here it's actually when I believe what you are teaching and what you are sharing the law of attraction comes, because I think I'm gonna let you share on that one. Okay, what I want to go into this is because this is really about how the law of attraction works. It,
yeah, we are calling what we most think about to us. That is the energy that we're attracting.
you
So if
very much, Jenny. Oh my God.
yeah, and I mean, I know from when I was sick, I had the worst self-talk. I am not a good enough mom. I can't run after my kids. Oh, my legs, they hurt so bad. Like I used to love dancing. Now I can't dance. Like that is not going to create healthy cells within the body. That is not going to create a feeling of empowerment. So we
Mhm.
really do need to start listening. And yeah, we're not going to turn into egomaniacs. Don't worry about that. Like, if you're concerned about that, like, even if you're concerned about it, that is guaranteed. You are not going to be a narcissist. You are like worried about that, ego. But really, it's you need to build yourself up and empower yourself, just like a child, just like an animal or a pet. Like, you wouldn't speak negatively to that being over and over again because we know what would happen if we did. They would be disempowered. We've seen the abused animals, we've seen abused children. We know what that looks like, but yet we talk so horribly to ourselves. And how can we feel empowered if we do that? And it's a journey. Like, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be totally self-confident, in every area of your life. But you work at it. And every time like you catch yourself, to bring yourself back and be like, have a little compassion. Wow, I'm repeating that sentence again. And yeah, I know where that came from. Or maybe I don't know where that came from, but I've said that because I've said that to myself for decades. But you know what? I don't believe that's true. We'll do something like a misstep and we'll be like, I'm so stupid. But we're like, we're not so stupid. We just made a little mistake. Like, you wouldn't say that to someone else. So really, that the more we do that, the more we're raising our vibration and we're happier. And it's like the gratitude is the best thing, I think, for that. Gratitude for ourselves, gratitude for the world. I mean, that just calls goodness to us. So really sinking into that gratitude every day. You know what? I did make that meal for myself, or I did make that meal for my family. I did take that walk today. I did wake up and shower, like giving ourselves credit for the amazing things instead of focusing on the one little thing we wish we would have said differently, or we could have, the coulda, woulda, shouldas, like really being present with how amazing it is that we're on this planet and the things we get to do every day to just make it through the other day, that day, and to make it a little nicer for ourselves.
Wow. Thank you, Jenny. Again. I think I found at least one, two, three, four, at least five other topics while we are talking because oh God, we are talking on my language. So let's say you said something about boundaries. Is it okay if you go a little bit back to boundaries, and then
Yeah,
we're gonna
absolutely.
go to the vibration and to the gratitude? Okay. So let's talk about boundaries. We don't know our boundaries, right? Or yeah, we don't really set healthy boundaries, not at the beginning. What
Mhm.
does it mean really to set boundaries? How do we learn to set those healthy boundaries for ourselves when, as you said, for decades, we have been taught not to have or not to set any kind of boundaries. We have been taught to please. So we become the perfect people pleasers by not setting the boundaries. I was a perfect. example of a people pleaser. I was a perfect example of a perfectionist. I was a perfect example. I can do that for you. Just love me, see me. Mm. All right. Okay, Christina, settle down. So can we go on a little bit on this one?
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel after you spend time with someone? Do you feel drained? Do you feel alive? How do you feel after you do that task? Are you feeling happy and confident? Are you feeling like, oh, that just drained me? I need a nap. Like, what is your self-talk after spending that time with that friend? Are you worried about their problems? Are you like in your head and not taking care of yourself? Like, these are little things like we need to be mindful and pay attention to even notice, to start resetting the boundaries. And sometimes when we reset those boundaries, people are not going to be happy,
Oh
you
no.
know?
Oh no.
But it's loving ourselves enough to know and to speak them with love. You know, we teach
Yes.
people how to treat us. If we have been doing everything for someone, they expect that. They're not going to say, oh no, you can just stop doing that for me. They expect that. So us reestablishing the boundaries that is healthy for us, and it makes us feel better about ourselves when we know we are in healthy relationships. They're a reflection of us. We feel that love, we feel that inspiration. You know, we have a common mutual friend that she inspires the heck out of me, you know. Nolia, like, I love that. I want to be around those people that inspire me, because it just reflects to me that yes, I'm always trying to be the best version of myself. Not that I won't help other people, I love helping other people too, but who are you spending the most time around? Because that is the energy that you are going to reflect back to yourself. And a lot of people will justify, oh, this person really needs me, or this, but there are always ways to help that person without giving your total self. You know, if we give our total self, a lot of times we're enabling that person not to look for solutions in another
Exactly.
way. So
Exactly.
really to love ourselves enough to set those healthy boundaries. Okay, okay, I know spending time around that relative drains me a little bit. I'll spend a shorter amount of time, and after that I'll do something that really makes me feel positive. Like, what does that look like for you? Every situation is going to be different, but we need to evaluate like who we're spending the most time around and what, you know, are we watching depressing things and listening to depressing songs all the time? Or, I mean, all of that is energy, you know. So really taking into account everything. Is our house, are we living in a house that we've tended to hoard stuff, the energy doesn't flow around? Like, really just taking responsibility for our own energy, and it's taking little baby steps, and we'll see that change really quickly.
Oh, that's so true. Oh my God. Jenny, I told you you're my kind of girl. One, one tiny thought though I would love to say about really setting boundaries. And yes, as women, right, we have the tendency to have, because it's in our nature to be really loving and caring. However, what I learned in time, that always being there and always helping out someone and always doing the stuff for them, we are not empowering them at all. We literally, what we do is we take their power away.
Mhm.
They will never ever learn the lesson. And I call this, setting the healthy boundary and saying, okay, literally, you can do that for yourself. So try at least. And I'm there. I'm going to support you. But try
Mhm.
at least to do it for yourself. It can be tough love. But at the same time, yes, I set my boundary, but I empowered on the same time the other person to
Yeah.
take the reign of his or her own life, and try to stand on their own feet. Because if we are always there, right, and playing the rescuers, it's not going to help them. Not going to help them, and definitely not going to help us.
Mhm.
As you said, we're going to be drained of energy, and which actually brings me. Can we just go a little bit? If I'm going too fast and changing subjects and topics too fast, please time, because I can jump
Oh,
from here.
we could talk about so many things. That's all
Actually,
right.
yes, yeah, yeah. I'm literally trying to just touch a little bit on everything. Can we just go a little bit on energy and how and why gratitude, when we practice gratitude, that can, I mean, number one, gratitude is the highest possible frequency. Okay, can we
Yeah. I
go
mean, I
here?
think of it as it's love and appreciation. So, uh, the quote I had heard it is, we have about 60,000 thoughts a day, 80% are negative, 95% are the same as yesterday. So when we change those, we are literally changing our vibration and our energy. If anyone still watches the news, they know the first story is the most negative. Like, it is really about, that's really what the media is for, like turning our attention to the negative. So we're kind of programmed like that since birth. So it really is up to us to focus on what is positive. And, for my clients, I have them not only do what's positive in their day. Oh, I'm sleeping in a comfy bed. Oh, I have that friend that's nice to me. But what are you grateful for in yourself? Because again, we can focus on, I was just telling someone today, like, I had a blog that was like very popular, and I'd get 100 positive quote, like, comments and one negative one. I would focus on the negative one, and bring myself down to, like, down the rabbit hole, with that negative comment. And that's so common. Like, we do 100 nice things for people a day and for ourselves, but we'll focus on the one thing that maybe didn't go so right. But when we shift that energy, it is love and appreciation, and we're raising our vibration, and we're allowing for more goodness to come in. It really is. I consider that the number one tool that helped me heal, because instead of focusing on all my pain, I was focusing on maybe the one part of my body that didn't hurt. Oh, there's healthy cells there. That means there's healthy cells in my body. Oh, I can't run after my kids, but I can read them stories in bed. Like, just shifting that self-talk really shifts that. It shifts the energy, and gratitude is the most powerful, I have found.
Wow. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. And I'm gonna go on the sentence what you said about, yes, there is one healthy cell, so let's just spread that. Then we go. Well, literally, when we get ill, it's a disease. It's a disease in our body. So the way how we can make ourselves to be ill, to feel the disease, right? We have this beautiful innate ability to actually heal ourselves. I
Yeah.
know that for some people, this is really, really hard to digest, to believe. It's okay. Go out there, do your research. Don't believe anything from what I'm saying right now. Please go out there and do your research. But let's talk about, yes, we can literally heal ourselves. We can heal your body. And here we go. You're sitting here with me, in front of me, a living example. Would you love to share about it? Literally, I would love to know, how did you do it?
I started really paying attention to my self-talk, which was atrocious, and I was insulting myself all the time. I was focusing on all the pain. I was focusing on the misery and the things I couldn't do and the things I couldn't be and the things I wasn't. I really was not focusing on the fact that there were still a lot of blessings in my life, and changing that. I mean, our body's always recreating ourselves. So if we are focused on the pain, and I know pain is attention getting. I remember, I was in pain for 7 years. I remember how attention getting it is. Like, it does take our focus and our attention to focus on something else, but we all have, read a funny book, watch a funny movie, like, what, pet your pet and feel that love. Like, there are always things we can do to upshift our energy, to feel better. But when we're focused in that downward spiral, and it's horrible that when we're sick, we're hard on ourselves. Oh, I can't get that done, and oh, I'm disappointing this person. And I was saying, I'm not a good enough daughter, I'm not a good enough friend, I'm not a good enough, we're repeating those things over and over. That is not going to help us heal. That is not, obviously that is not a very healing dialogue to happen. But because our cells are always recreating, if we start focusing, I mean, I was just feeding myself more and more positive stuff. I was reading Wayne Dyer, listening to Deepak Chopra, or, I read Napoleon Hill, Can Grow Rich, like all Caroline Myss's Anatomy of the Spirit, like everything I could take in that was telling me, what, intention is important, energy is important, and focusing on how I was speaking to myself. I actually did have a rubber band on myself for the first couple of days where I'd snap it if I said something negative, and my arm was very red.
Oh,
Because you don't even recognize
Yes.
that you're in that pattern until you start to really say, I'm going to listen. In the beginning, I would tell people to set an alarm on your phone for every hour. Just be like, where was my mind the last 5 minutes? Was I being positive or was I insulting myself? You know, a lot of the times we are insulting ourselves, or we are getting into the negativity of something that happened or something that was said, and that's not going to empower us to heal. And I'm not saying, you know, disregard what doctors say, but I will say that get a second opinion, find someone that practices Eastern and Western medicine, like feel into being your own healthcare advocate and what feels good for you, and don't just default because they're the authority. I did that, you know, for years, and it did not serve me. I was told I could never heal. I was told I'd be in a wheelchair. And if I still believe those things, I would be in a wheelchair right now. So, you know, really just loving yourself, especially when you're sick, you know, loving yourself and being like, oh, my body's out of balance. How can I bring this more into balance? What does my body need from me right now? And it's mind, body, and spirit. It isn't just one aspect. So yeah, really looking inward to get that advice and find out the next steps that you need to take.
Wow, that's beautiful what you are saying, because yes, I believe that we can heal ourselves. We have the ability to heal ourselves. It's really about the mindset, and we always can choose. It is no matter what we do, it is always our choice. We can choose to stay in the comfort zone, to stay in the miserable, in the familiar, and keep repeating the same sort, the same patterns, and then really feeling miserable, and really just going down and down and down, mentally, physically, spiritually. But at the same time, it was we have been given something which is called free will. Okay, by our free will, we can always make a choice. If I make a choice that, okay, my whole freaking body hurts, but my nose, it doesn't hurt. Oh my God. Oh, I'm just saying an example. Focus on that shift. You always have the choice where it says where your focus goes, energy flows, kind of stuff.
Yep.
Which is literally, really true. And I'm saying this because I know it, I experienced it. I was, when a few years back, anyone would have told me that, Krisztina, energy is beautiful, and I'm gonna be a sweet Reiki master, and I'm gonna teach people, and I'm gonna talk with Jenny, who is in 15 modalities, certified on 2024. I would have laughed, because I said that bullshit. I don't believe in this kind of stuff. I was that type of person until I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try it out, and I'm gonna prove you wrong. That was me. I'm going to try out, and I'm going to prove that you are wrong, saying to somebody who was in spirituality, and they were all zen. And what happened? What happened? Miracle happened. Krisztina said, oh, oh, God, that actually works. That actually really, okay, I want to know more. I want to read more. I want to research more. I read and learned from all those books what you just said, starting with Chopra and going more up and up and up and up and up until the white began learn. And I'm like, okay, I want to know more, and I want to know more. And the reason why I wanted to do that, because I experienced it, you experienced it, that shifting your mindset, shifting from being and feeling shitty. Yes, your body might hurt, but your body hurts because before it really started to hurt, it signaled to you and you didn't pay attention. Right? We don't pay attention. Our body talks to us really loud and clear. Loud and clear. But because we are so much conditioned of not listening and not loving ourselves, right? We don't pay attention to our body.
Yeah,
And
that's why I love I call the chakras our inner diagnostic system. It's
thank you
so
very much. You read my mind, because this is where I was going. We have those energy centers in the body. So yay, let's go on that.
Yeah, it's so powerful to learn about them. And that really helped me too, to understand, like, I did not feel safe. Like, I did not love myself. Like my legs were where my worst pain was. Like, it's that root chakra. It's not safe moving forward, don't know how to move forward. There were so many things tied to it. When you learn about them, they make sense. And you can be like, okay, oh, my throat hurts. What am I not saying? Or what am I not speaking my truth on? Like you can tap in and know what's out of balance. Your body is not punishing you. It's trying to tell you something's not in balance, and get your attention. So you pay attention. If you don't pay attention, it gets louder and louder. And like me, who chronic pain for 7 years, I was not listening, to that perfectionistic voice, to that, always people pleasing, always doing too much, running myself ragged until my body's like, nope, you're not doing that anymore. Guess what? You can't walk. It's going to be hard for you to walk because you can't chase after people anymore. So really tuning into our bodies, hopefully before it gets that bad, to really see what is out of balance and what needs to be brought back into balance.
That's beautiful. You work with chakras as well, and and that's beautiful again, because those are the main, the 7 chakras are the main energy centers, really, guys, in our body, as you might be very well aware. And as Jenny said, when you tap into them, and when they are so when they are blocked, that's my throat. When they are blocked, right, then that can also cause the disease. But there are modalities, and I think that Jenny, if you guys, she resonates with you, and I'm sure she is, she can always walk you through how to unblock, how to dissolve those blockages in the chakras. And when you kind of liberate the chakra, how, oh my God, that feels amazing.
Yeah, bring them into balance, especially, our heart, to really be able to give and receive at that reciprocal level, where we're not overdoing to please someone, but we're open to receiving the beauty of the universe. And gratitude is a wonderful one to balance that heart chakra.
Well, I'm just going to share something here quickly, that, there is, when we lose balance, it means that we are also always on one side, either over receiving, either over giving. Okay, I was on the over giving side, giving, 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 and then the balance was like this. But remember, when you inhale, it always comes an exhale. Okay, as above, so below. There is always 2 sides. So there is always a giving and a receiving, a giving and a receiving, and the giving and the receiving, it needs to be in balance in order for your energy, to be in balance, in order for the masculine and the feminine to be in balance. Okay, I'm not gonna go in this one, Krisztina. We only have short time, so there is masculine and feminine also. When we do not love, we do not respect ourselves, and we do not feel worthy, we are very much out of balance, and when we are on the do, because this is the society we are living in, right? We always do. We don't take the time to literally stop. That's overreactive masculine side of ours, right? And we hardly tap into our creative side and our, okay, let's just do some, soft things, like singing and dancing, as you said, which is our, the feminine side, feed that side as well in order to bring the balance back. And saying all this, I'm gonna go to the question then, just in summarizing all, bringing it all together, who we really truly are, Jen.
We are so much more than we've ever been told. We are the things that light us up. We are the connection that we feel to, whether it's nature or people or animals. We are love, really. And it's whatever we can do to return us to that love, that reflects more outwards, and we can feel more and more comfortable stepping into it and being like, okay, I'm confident here. I can do this. And really, we are love is really the answer. And how do you return to that love? You could ask yourself that every morning. Like, how do I return to that love inside me? And make sure you take some time. It can be in the shower. It can be, as you're falling asleep or as you're getting up in the morning, but we all have time to return to that love.
It's beautiful what you are saying, because I always say, people say, okay, what's love? Oh, love is an emotion. Love is, no, it's not. Love is you. Love is you. You are love. The whole universe is build up, because I can find another word really, how to say it, from unconditional love. And then everything starts with you. So loving yourself, it's not selfish like how we've been taught, right? It's kind of the basic rule. It's a basic, right? Love yourself. Put yourself first. And it's not, no, as you said, you remember you said at the beginning, no, you're not going to be narcissistic and blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. It's really not about that. It's about everything what Jenny said. Knowing your worth, shifting your mindset. We were talking about shifting the mindset from from a very negative self-talk, a very negative, the stories in your mind, what you are telling, into a positive one. Yes, I agree. It won't go like that. Okay, I'm shifting my mind. Nah, it's not like it takes a little bit of pain. It takes a little bit of digging, and I always ask, whatever I'm working with, how much pain are you willing to take in order to become you?
I love that. Yeah.
Because the truth is, Jenny, and correct me if I'm wrong, people, they would love to change, right? They would, oh, I would, no, I would love to change my life. I would love to transform, and I would love to have a lot of things, desires, but they are not willing to do the work. They are not willing to take on the pain which comes with putting down the decades of conditioning, the decades of self-talk. That comes with work, that comes with pain. And plus, not going there, we are carrying from past life stuff, which is not even ours. I'm not even going to go there.
That's a whole nother talk.
That's a whole other level. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, but healing is not pretty. It's not like I'm enlightened and everything's beautiful now. No.
I'm
We've all
Zen.
had trauma. There are reasons why we've spoken negatively to ourselves. There are reasons why we've compromised our self-worth. Like sometimes we need to investigate some of those reasons so we're not just healing, like superficially, but we're really doing the work so that our life is created from that new love space.
That's so true. Oh God, I'm loving what you're saying. I always say, I'm a very nice and kind person. But as a coach, I can be very tough because I say, I don't teach, I don't coach, I share. And whatever, if you take it, you take it. How much pain are you willing to take? If you are not, you know, you really have to, again, it comes to choices.
Yeah.
It's your choice. What do you choose? You choose you. You choose to really connect with that beautiful light that's within you. And you really bring it forward and let it shine, or you choose not to and just do the mundane. I don't know what to
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's layers, sometimes, it had to be my physical self that I healed first because that was the most in need. But then it's layers. And are you willing to do the next layer of healing on relationships or on money or whatever it is?
seven. 7 layers. You have to heal 7 layers, guys. Starting with 1, 2, 3. A lot of work. But you know what? And I believe that you can just agree with me on this one. It's really, really worth it. It's
Yes,
worth
it
it.
is.
The pain, the peeling out the layers, it's really worth it. And I would love to ask you, Jenny, what's next for you? What is it that you are offering right now? If people would love to connect with your beautiful energy, oh my God, I think I'm gonna bring you back at one point. Where can people find you actually?
Website Jenny Mannion, JennyMannion.com. And right now I have a free mini course on reclaiming your inner peace. That's a little introduction. I also have a couple of Akashic offerings. I do property clearings because if our house is not peaceful, neither will we be, so those offer deeper sleep and deeper connection. And then I also answer some questions in the Akashic Records. So I'm doing a little bit of everything. I'm also spending a lot of time writing right now and taking care of myself because that's one of my loves. So diving more into that.
Thank you very much. I mean, may I have just one more question before we go? Sorry. It's you are a shaman as well, as I'm aware of, right?
Yes,
How does that, okay, you know, I know shamans, I know how it works, but I would love to know for you, what does that mean? How does it look like, taste like?
so it's interesting that word shaman is triggering for me because of
Exactly. That's, I know.
the like, so even on my site I'll say I use shamanic practices because I do honor the indigenous shaman that have grown up with these traditions. For me it's really about that connection to the earth, to the elements, to our ancestors, really that honoring of our connection to everything, and really that bringing the body back into balance and ourselves back into balance, utilizing all of these things that we are connected to, but we just kind of take for granted. Like, really, how do we bring ourselves back with, you know, with the earth and the water and the fire? How do we bring ourselves back with those elements? How do we connect with them? How do we give thanks for our ancestors that have, you know, gone through so much for us? So really it's deep honoring and connection and bringing ourselves back into balance by that honoring.
Thank you very much for sharing that. I appreciate you. I see you. You are a wonderful guest, guys. I think we covered quite a lot actually, because I mean we could go a little bit more deeper in certain topics, but I really wanted to bring to give the best and the more we could in this 45, 46 minutes while we have here. I would really love to say thank you for again for being with me. Thank you very much, guys, for all the love and likes what you shared with us today.
Thank you.
I am always deeply grateful.
I'm very grateful for our time, Krisztina. Thank you.
You are a wonderful, beautiful light. Keep shining your light. People see you. People need you. You know, people need more and more beautiful souls, you know, like you. So I'm very grateful for you to be here with me today. Thank you, guys. Until next time, I'm sending you actually lots of love, light, and blessings as always. Bye for now.